Welcome to module 4. In this module, I'm going to show you how you can create your ads with Pinterest. The posts on Pinterest are called pins, and we are going to create pins ourselves. With these pins, we can advertise to the users. And in this first video, I'm going to talk about the specification, what type of pins you have, and what we're going to use. And later on, I'm going to show you how to create your ads, what we like to put in our ads, and how you can create your first pin. So first, the specifications. If you go to Pinterest, if you go to your feed, there's one thing probably that stands out, and that's the fact that there's mostly images. Pinterest, when it started out, they were a platform where people could post images, and most people still use images as pins. This is kind of maybe the culture, or this is normal on Pinterest, and this gives us the great opportunity to use video, because with video we immediately stand out from the rest. And it's not been too long since Pinterest offers the ability to use video, and most people still don't. But for us, this is a great opportunity, and personally I've seen the most success with video. Now, the length of the video, Pinterest suggests you use 6 to 15 seconds, mainly because the attention span of most users is probably pretty short, and they've seen most success with those shorter pins. But personally, I like to use a little bit longer pins as well, because it has a couple different reasons. You can get your point across in the first 6 to 15 seconds and still use a longer video to convince the people that aren't convinced within those 15 seconds. So in my opinion, it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit longer. And if someone is on desktop, they can have multiple videos showing or ads showing, because you see quite a lot of pins when you're on desktop. And if someone sees an ad on the left side first, those 15 seconds might already be over when they get to your ad, and then it doesn't show anymore. So for that reason too, I like to use ads that are 30 to 60 seconds, but this is something you can test out for yourself as well. I'm just sharing my experience. And then for the size, we like to use mainly use square ads, but you can also use rectangle ads from 1,000 to 1,500. And the benefit when you use those rectangle ads is when someone is scrolling on their phone, you take up more space, and you have a slightly higher chance that someone sticks around to watch your video. Then you have different type of pins. You basically have two different type of pins on Pinterest. You have normal pins and you have rich pins. And on the left side, you can see a normal pin with just an image and a link to a website, and in a normal pin you can add a description as well. And with a rich pin, Pinterest takes the metadata from your website and they add it to the pin. And as you can see in yellow, you can see a title, you can see the one who created the pin, you can see the first text of the blog post there. On the top you can see impressions as well. So it's just showing a little bit more information, and this information they get from your website. Now you have different type of rich pins. On the screen right now you see a blog rich pin, but you also have product rich pins, which we will mostly be using. And you also have recipe rich pins, where it shows the recipe when there's a pin with food in it. Now, when you use Shopify, which I think most people here use, then you can automatically use rich pins. If you have a different software, you can go to developers.pinterest.com/tools/URL debugger, and you can test if you are validated for rich pins. If not, there's a link to how you can set this up. You need to create a link between your website and Pinterest, so that Pinterest can take the metadata and create rich pins. So this is basically kind of the specification, the different types of pins that you have on Pinterest and what we're going to use. In the next video, I'm going to show what should be in your ad, how to create this ad, and also how to create your first pin in Pinterest.